but she is like risking it all. I just believe he is who he says he is. And I just believe that just one touch can change everything. And Jesus recognizes our deliberate pursuit.
That's good.
All these people are touching him.
Yeah.
But he's like, no. Somebody came deliberately to me.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cornerstone Conversations. Such an honor to be with you wherever you are watching from, whether you're here locally or all over. My name is Trevor. I am here with...
Don't say beautiful.
I'm here with
Josh.
Pastor Josh.
That's
the subpar average looking.
Is that better? Far more accurate.
That felt so bad to even say. And of course... the gorgeous, the beautiful, the one and only Mr. Dylan Parra over there as well. We started a new thing this year. Soapbox moments. You want to start with yours because you seem a little fiery.
Well, no,
all right.
Just go ahead with yours. Soapbox. I'm going to start like this. That the I don't know if that's in frame or anything.
Sure, well, how could it not be in frame?
It is. It's big
beautiful.
For this table.
I love it.
All right, so we've been having this awesome weather lately. Like it's chilly outside, you know what I mean? And we're Floridians. I don't know where you're listening or watching from, but we're here in Northeast Florida. And so when we get days where it's like the high is 55, I am all about it. I love it. And so earlier, Trevor and I were talking because it was a little crisp in this room and he was acting like it wasn't bothering him. I'm like, man, I'm a little surprised because I love the cold.
Right.
Where our soapbox is that I love to pick on Floridians, and I am one.
Right.
Born and raised in Northeast Florida, and Floridians kill me. I mean, they kill me because they'll be like, ugh, it's so cold. And I'm like, you're wearing flip-flops. What do you want me to say to you? And then maybe it's because I'm a hunter and I'm in legit cold, but like people don't know how to layer around here. And so it's like, well, no wonder you're cold. You know what I mean? Like I can see your stomach from your t-shirt's not long enough. Like, yes, you're going to be cold.
I told you I shrank it. I'm sorry.
Wearing a crop top.
Yeah. Forgive me for using a dryer.
Yeah, no, but it's all that stuff. So anyway, that's my soapbox. Like,
and it's nonchalant to me because I had shorts and a t-shirt on in here and I was like snuffleupagus. Just sniffling. So.
Yeah.
All right. That's Dylan. You got one, buddy?
You know what's crazy is I swear I had like 3 moments in the last week that I was like, this would be a perfect soapbox moment. And now that we're here, I can't remember.
You forgot them. Yeah, that happened.
That's how much
I'm so
I
proud
hated
of
them.
you.
I just wanted them to like.
There you go. You hold no record of wrongs. I see what you did there. That's out of the way, buddy.
I'll start writing them down.
Mine would be the same as yours last week. I'm coming out of Taco Bell this past week. And right here, especially if you're local, you know that red light at US 1 and all that. Well, there's not like an arrow. It's just a green light.
Right.
So for me, now I will admit, I do not pay attention when I'm driving like I should. I just will straight up admit that. But I'm coming across, the person did not have their blinker on. So I'm 10 and 2 paying attention because I use that light enough. You got to be paying attention to people cutting. Well, they turn. No big deal. You didn't use your blinker. I'm not going to say anything. It's Saturday morning. The dude behind me lost his mind laying on the horn. And I'm going to tell you.
At you?
Yes. In about 0.7 seconds, I lost my Christianity.
Oh, geez.
And so it was just like, I am not a road rage person at all.
Yeah.
He whips up beside me. I pull up beside him. I'm like, roll the window down. And in my mind, I'm like, what if that would have went like further than it needed to go? But I just cannot stand people honking the horn.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
was it you?
No. The other day. All right. I got a sweet F-150 that I just love.
Oh, tell us more about how much money you have.
It's used. And so my lights are very bright. And I didn't do it. Ford did it. I don't know. And plus I got a leveling kit in it. So they're a little higher or whatever. Yeah. So I get flashed at often and it's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? I that used to make me mad. I'm like, what? It's fine. No big deal. But the other day I'm driving home and I'm on a 4-lane road. And so I'm passing this truck pulling a trailer. And so when I get past him, he just puts his bright lights on.
Oh, nice.
And then he speeds up.
Oh, yeah.
To keep his bright lights like in my mirror. I'm like, that's pretty clever. Like, I'm going to give him his props. It's like, all right. The problem is, it's like, I'm not even, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm sorry, I can't help it. And so I'm like, whatever. So I just stay, I don't do a thing. I just keep, which is growth.
Good for you,
Amen.
man.
Okay, that's growth.
Look what
Amen.
the Lord's doing in this fast. In
I
your
don't do a
heart.
thing. I just keep driving. I'm like, whatever. Look, it is what it is. And then as we approach this little town and there's a red light, and I'm way ahead of them now, but I'm sitting at the light and I'm looking in my mirror. I'm looking. And here he comes. And I'm like, I have a feeling that we're going to end up door to door. And I'm kind of into it.
I'm excited.
And so sure enough, man, he rolls up beside me and my passenger side window is down and I'm just looking at him. I'm not going to say a word. I'm looking at him. The homeboy won't even acknowledge that I'm there. And I'm just like, what a punk, man.
Oh, man.
Best,
Anyway.
dude.
Those are,
Those are the
I get it,
best.
man. I get
The
it.
only place this is why God won't give me a race car.
Okay.
Because the only place I want to fight you is when I'm behind that wheel.
Wow.
I am anyway, I'm probably being too honest right now.
I've said on here 100 times, I'm the most chill driver there is.
Yeah, you do say
For
that,
sure.
yeah.
But if you honk, and you, like you said last week, if you honk the horn at me at a red light, I will lose my ever loving mind.
Basically,
Seriously.
what we're saying is we need freedom from
exactly.
things on the inside.
And the crazy part is, I'm literally knowing I was about to preach. It's funny, we both have been in Matthew 25, oddly
Yes.
enough. And I was
Yes.
about to do the sheep and goats and about like living this thing out and living the kingdom life out. And I felt great about it until I'm coming out of that light. And I was like, wow, I've got a long way to go.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all, for all these people that think I'm the worst, because I embellish. When I talk about this, like I embellish it a
I
little.
love how you backpedaling right now.
But I am telling you, I am so much. If I told you stories of my early life and behind it would stupid.
Really? I'm just, I don't get it. But
Stupid. I've grown so much to the point that when the dude had his bright lights, I'm just like, okay. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even.
you gave him like an attaboy.
I was,
You're
yeah.
like, hey,
I'm like, all right, that's
good
pretty,
move.
like kind of a good play because he did. He. I think he figured he knew like if I stay at this distance,
You're right in the light. Yeah.
my passenger mirror had his lights like just in my eye. You know, I'm just like pretty.
I do
clever.
I have a story of once I had a guy come up behind me, he was riding my butt. There's 2 open lanes right next to me. I'm like, dude, go around me. I literally look at him in the rear view and I'm like, go around me. Go around. You want to go around me? Go around me.
Yeah, do it.
This guy goes around me, gets in front of me. I connect with him in his rear view and I go like this.
Nice.
This man goes, I swear. It
Like a
was
little
like
mutual
a moment.
respect.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I kind of like you now. Like that was cool.
I don't like you.
No,
That's
that's
kind of
cool.
cool. Just don't let it happen again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But talking about pressing in, you want to just bring us a little bit of people, maybe they don't know the context of where Church on the Rock is right now and kind of what we're looking at this week.
Yeah, so we are in a 3-part series. So every year in our church, we do 21 days of prayer and fasting, and we just encourage the church to get before the Lord and fast whatever they feel like God's leading them. We don't dictate what that looks like. And so for 3 Sundays in a row, we're doing a series called Draw Near, and we're talking about week 1, we talked about just being still. Like the pace of life is go, and it takes some intentionality to just slow down and sort of be with the Lord. And then this week we focused on just pressing in. Like to press in is a sense of intention. In order to press in, I have to pre-decide something. You know what I mean? And so we're talking about like, what does that look like for us to just lean into the Lord? And then next week we will follow up with surrender all. That, man, God's calling us to surrender all. And again, what does that look like for us?
Yeah. So now when we're recording this actually will come out probably later. I mean, this is very rarely do we record it and within 24 hours
Yep.
it is posting. So what is something, before we even jump into this, I was thinking about this. What is something you learned last week in the fast? Maybe about yourself or your connection with God in that whole Be Still. Because we had filmed stuff for Be Still early in December.
Yep.
And then you finally get in it. Is there anything that really stood out to you last week in all of that?
I knew even when we were recording, even as we were preparing and I was, writing the sermon and the series, I knew, and I was right, that it was going to be a fight because I'm such a like type A, go, ambitious type of a person. I just knew it was going to be harder. Here's the beautiful part for me is I do, 4 to 5 times a year, I have scheduled writing days. And so we call them writing retreats. And I'll go to where I hunt in Georgia. And for not all of them, but for some of them, that's where I go. And that's so week 1, I got to be up there and I was the only one there the whole time.
Nice.
So it created solitude for me where I was able to really kind of like actually be still. But I'm telling you right now, even in those moments, I just want to check the phone, or, you know, like the mind is thinking about a thing, or it's, I don't even, I had to really like, Josh, like, I'm seriously getting the text from our church with a video link that's me. And I'm like watching it like, yes, sir, I'll do it. I mean, I knew it would be tough. Yeah. I knew it would be tough.
It's so funny you bring up the phone. I realized it's like, you see all the studies about how habitual we could be of picking up our phone. How I would just pick, no notification, nothing, but just picked it up and swiped it open and was like, what am I doing?
What am I even doing this for?
I found that was, to me, the biggest thing I noticed last week was, and it's so funny you said, just the habitual thing to grab the entertainment, essentially, or maybe distract, whatever you want to call it, you know, that's around for sure. And then if you're not on that text list, if you, I don't even remember what it is.
It's, you would text COTRSTA to 97,000.
Okay. Yeah. And there's over 416 of you that are on that text list already.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, which is, I think is incredible. I was even telling you beforehand, for a local church to have something like that, if that many people plugged into what we're doing, pretty big deal.
It's fun.
For sure.
I'm blessed to even hear that it's that many people. It's really cool.
If you like, hey, don't text me, that's fine too.
Sure. Sure.
You could go on where actually the channel, you just found this video, and there's a whole bank, I think it's called 21 Days of Prayer Encouragement videos. And they're just bite size. I mean, some are 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Some are 5 minutes and 30 seconds, just bite size to encourage you every day. And these are coming out as well with the Press In.
Yeah, I think the longest ones will be somewhere around 5 minutes, 5.5 tops. So
it's something to kind of, where it just refocuses, like you're saying, refocuses. And today we're talking about same thing you started on Sunday with Press In, same thing we're hitting all week here at the COTR page for Pressing In. We're going to Luke chapter 8. Luke chapter 8. Man. Looking at that story. Now, you preached on this on Sunday, so it'd be cool to kind of hear too, like what maybe something you overlooked, or do you ever do that? Do you ever see stuff like, man, I wish I would have said this?
Yes, for 100%, for sure. That happens. This past Sunday, I didn't feel that way. Now, there's a ton of things that I think you can get into. The symbolism of the 12-year-old girl who is at home and a woman who's been sick for 12 years.
I never even thought about that.
All the cultural stuff, we dug deep into like what's really going on here. So this story of the woman, she's known as in the Bible, the woman with the issue of blood. Yep. And so we read the story that Jesus was coming to town and she presses through the crowd to just touch him, like, man, to touch like his clothes essentially. And if I can just touch, I believe if I can just touch his clothes that I might be healed. Because if you read other gospel accounts, she's seen every doctor and spent all her money. Yeah. Like she's exhausted. This is one where I felt like everything that I intended to hit, I felt like I hit it. And I felt like and you know this, doing multiple services oftentimes, like there are times where I'm like, I'd preach this twice. How can I not deliver it well the third time around? And I'll just feel like I fumbled delivery. I didn't feel that way this past weekend by the grace of God, because sometimes I can't even explain it.
Yeah, speaking is a weird thing of like, I'll tell Felicia, I'll rate myself every week on a 100 scale. And sometimes I'm like, hey, it might have only been an 84 out of 100, but I preached it exactly how I wrote it. And so I don't know what else I would do different, kind of stuff. So let's read Luke 8. Dylan, we're going to start in verse 43. If you want to take us, we're going to go all the way to verse 48.
All right. A woman in the crowd has suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding, and she could find no cure. Coming up behind Jesus, she touched the fringe of his robe. Immediately the bleeding stopped. "Who touched me?" Jesus asked. Everyone denied it, and Peter said, "Master, this whole crowd is pressing up against you." But Jesus said, "Someone deliberately touched me, for I felt healing power go out from me." When the woman realized that she could not stay hidden, she began to tremble and fell to her knees in front of him. The whole crowd heard her explain why she had touched him and that she had been immediately healed. "Daughter," he said to her, "your faith has made you well. Go in peace."
There's so much in that.
Go ahead, buddy. Jump in.
I mean, and for all the Church on the Rock people that listen, I don't mean to be a repeat from Sunday, but there is so much.
Well, just go. I mean, there's a lot more than just the COTR fam.
There is.
And so Peter said, I'll never fail to put you in remembrance. I forget what verse that is. So that's when I review, I tell people, hey, this is what Peter said.
There you go. I mean, there's so much going on. And I think that if you don't fully understand the historical context, you can miss so much because all of these people would have lived under the cultural understanding of the Mosaic law about what makes you clean and unclean. And so this woman who has this, she's bleeding. And according to the Mosaic law, anyone who is bleeding is considered unclean, which means they're unfit for worship, temple access, or life in community. And so she has this issue of bleeding and has had this issue for 12 years. Can you imagine? First of all, it's chronic, and there's tons of people that understand chronic illness, chronic pain. So if that's you, you could probably deeply resonate with that feeling of like it just won't go away. She's wildly desperate because she's running out of money, it seems. She's tried every, I'm a conjecture here, but every pill, every prescription, everything the doctors have said, she's trying it. It is not working. And then she hears that Jesus is coming. And this is where it gets interesting, because she gets out in a crowd when she should have never been out in that crowd. Because if she goes out in that crowd and bumps into Trevor and then bumps into me, Trevor and I now, according to this law that all of these people would have lived under, we are now ceremonially unclean ourselves because we touched her.
Right.
So now it's like, man, Jesus is in town and I'm unclean. And I'm unclean till dark tonight.
Right.
So hopefully he sticks around till tomorrow, or I miss my chance to see this. You know, at this point, Jesus is really well known. So he's drawing crowds. But she is like risking it all. I just believe he is who he says he is. And I just believe that just one touch can change everything. And it does. And for her, I would bet, again, this is Josh's conjecture, I would bet. The Bible says immediately the bleeding stopped. And I would imagine she recognized like, oh my, it worked. And I would bet that her preference would have been just to be like, whoosh, slip back out of that crowd and just be like, yes.
Right.
But then Jesus stops and he's like, who touched me? And Peter, who makes me feel better about my own discipleship sometimes, because he's either saying the right thing or the dumbest thing.
Yeah, that's a good way to look.
Maybe I feel like that too. He just hits it right down in the middle of the road. Like, what are you talking about? Everybody is touching you. And here's what I love so much. Jesus says, someone deliberately touched me because I felt healing power go for me. And here's kind of what we talked about Sunday. Because we were talking about pressing in, and Jesus recognizes our deliberate pursuit.
That's good.
All these people are touching him.
Yeah.
But he's like, no. Somebody came deliberately to me to touch me. Now, again, I'm not trying to repreach this message, and I'm not trying to hog the mic here.
No, go for it, buddy.
But this woman would have known that if she's wrong, this is such a radical, faithful thing. If she's wrong, according to the law, he's now dirty.
Right.
Now, the verses just prior to what we read, a leader named Jairus came up to Jesus and he's like, I've got a 12-year-old daughter who's really sick. Will you please come to her? And Jesus is like, let's go. He's on his way to go serve a family and perhaps touch and heal a sick 12-year-old girl. I don't know if the woman with the issue of blood knows that.
Right.
I don't know. But what I do know is if she's wrong, she puts him at risk and everybody he's there to serve, because if he becomes unclean, he's got to disappear from the crowd. So, and this is what I did on Sunday. Let's just say for a second that she's aware. Let's just say that she's 38 years old. And she could have done the noble thing. 12-year-old girl, I'm 38. The most noble thing is just, I've lived more life. She hasn't. If I touch him and I make him unclean, he then can't go see her. And really, it's probably the better thing to do. But then she just pushes all the risk in the world and the hopes that she's right, and she is. And then he stops everything. And he turns and he's like, who touched me? And then the Bible says she can't hide. She's like recognizing like, like I can't hide anymore.
Right.
She bends her knee and explains her case. And I love it because he then looks at her and he says, daughter. He doesn't look at her and say, how dare you? He doesn't look at her and say, don't you know the rules? Don't you know that you're supposed to go get yourself cleaned up before you approach me? And there's so much in it because she being unclean did not make him unclean, which is what should have happened. him being clean made her clean. And he's physically living out the gospel. That this is how it goes now. That I am, come to me dirty. Because you can't clean it up. Come to me dirty. And then last thing I'll say is that he then leaves her. And I feel like I'm sort of high pointing it a little bit now. But you can go back and watch the message in its entirety if you want to on this channel. Actually,
I didn't get to hear it, buddy. I'm like locked in. I'm like learning myself.
Yeah, and then he leaves her. The very next verse, somebody comes up to Jesus and Jairus, and they're like, "Hey, don't bother the teacher, your daughter. Like, I hate to give you this news." And again, this is a little like I'm whatever, but she's dead.
Right.
And then Jesus is like, "Let's go. We're going anyway." So they go. Jesus gets all these people are around. And they're weeping and they're sad because his daughter's dead. And he goes, "She's not dead. She's only asleep." And then he gets laughed at because they're like, I mean, think about it. Like, dude, at best, you're a rabbi. At worst, you're a carpenter.
Right.
You're not a doctor or a physician. You don't know. And then he's like, "No worries." Takes a couple of the disciples, mom and dad, upstairs. And then the Bible tells us that he takes this dead girl by the hand. And she's made well. Once again, he shouldn't have touched her because she is ceremonially unclean.
Oh, I never thought about that. That's
but
good.
Jesus, see, the woman with the issue of blood touched him.
Right.
Jesus touches her. And then once again, we see she is made well, which reinforces that the clean makes the unclean clean.
Right.
Like it is the living gospel in this context. There's so much in it. And then for him to call her daughter, it's just powerful.
It is.
It's personal.
I was going to say, is that like, I guess that would be him reaffirming her identity.
Yeah.
I guess of like for so many years of isolation, because I wrote a few things down. Number one, whatever you're pulling up there, I've got like this like head sinus cold. And I'm just ready for the Lord to put me down like Old Yeller. And I've had it for about 2.5 days. She's had this chronic thing. I wrote 12 years of this, and I'm like 40 hours in. I'm telling you, I'm like, Lord, just take me. Like just I told someone today, I was like, people who deal with a chronic illness, like I can't even imagine. Does that make sense? Like truly, like I deal with mental stuff that's chronic, but I've never dealt with
I'm a Dolphins fan. That's chronic.
I've got a little congestion. And I'm like, it's over. Like I'm just making sure my will is all written, and everything.
Take me now.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, for whatever reason, when we read that, I was like, 12 years.
It's a long time, man.
And to still have the faith. That's what stood like 12 years of chronic pain, of chronic isolation, of being pushed from everyone.
Correct. Like I think to myself, if people can't touch her because that would make them unclean, like has she gone 12 years without a hug?
Wow, I never thought about that.
What does her life look like in community?
The emptiness of just,
And I'm not saying somebody might not be willing to say, I'm just going to embrace you today. I'm praying for you and I'll just be unclean until evening. Maybe that happened, but either way, man, just
that's a long time.
It's a long time.
That's like right now there's that trend of like, I know you're rarely on social media, but it's like you post the stuff from like 2016 or something like that. Yeah. I went back and looked at some of my pictures. I was like, I'm not putting that out there. But I mean, again, that was only 10 years ago, 12 years ago. That to just think, hey, I've been dealing with this thing day in, day out for 12 years and to still trust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To still have the faith of I am going to push in. And like you said, the risk part of it, which was, I don't even know if we can truly fathom that in our culture of the risk that she put in there. I know you were looking something up.
Yeah. I even said this on Sunday. And then when Jesus said, who touched me? And she recognizes like, oh man, I'm caught, for lack of a better term. I just wonder, like, did the crowd go, oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody in the crowd knew her, but I guarantee you she was known in that community. Like, where's whatever her name is? Where's so-and-so? I never see her at temple anymore. Oh, well, she's been sick.
Right.
I never see her at the barbecues. I think, but she's been sick, or whatever. And so for her to show up, like I just was it this gasping moment, like
she's here?
Yeah, she's here. Right. Yeah.
And
that's a good point.
She touched the rabbi.
Right.
I mean, the cultural reality of what hhappened, but then he rewrites it all.
Right.
That it calls her daughter, which if you look up the original word there, it translates a daughter of God, acceptable to God, which again, if she's unclean, that means she's unacceptable. He makes her acceptable. And then it continues by saying, rejoicing in God's peculiar care and protection.
Wow.
Like, it's just a powerful thing. And then there's so much more in there, like the hem of his garment and what that means. Right. And the rabbinical robe that they would have worn, and the symbolic knots and the tassels and if you're a Bible study nerd, this is fun stuff to get into, because she touches just the hem of his garment, which is prophetic to the coming Messiah. There's just a ton in it.
I think of that song, that Brandon Lake song, touch the hem of his garment, then the camp of it. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
There's more, or it's like, that was a horrible rendition.
He just made it up.
Yeah.
No, I promise.
I don't know that your renditions are ever better than that, actually.
Okay, first of all, let me tell you, you've been fasting because you're a little spicy.
That's funny. That's funny.
No, but it's like there's more power in the hem of his garment than the camp of the enemy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know the song.
Oh, now all of a sudden we know worship songs.
You're smart.
Somebody call Jeremy right now.
I heard another preacher say, I totally stole the line and used it Sunday. There's more grace in him than sin in us.
Yeah,
like you can just come to him dirty, and he's good. You know,
I like that a lot. You said something about I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's it. But
the 12. You said something about the 12. I'm learning, honestly.
I don't even know the 12 and the 12.
Interesting.
I saw it, like, as I was preparing, I saw it, and I was like, I'm already got blinders on trying to just preach this in a real amount of time. I didn't even go tunnel down over there yet. But if you're interested in study,
that'd be a cool one to look.
Some of the things I was seeing, that there are these connections, the 12 and the 12 and what that means. And I honestly did not go down that rabbit hole on purpose.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You know what stood out to me, and this was like a beacon of where she tells, and it really wasn't even until you said, he said, someone deliberately touched me when the woman realized. She began to tremble, fell on her knees in front of him, and the whole crowd heard her explain why she had touched him. And for whatever reason, the thing that just came out to me is the story. She told her story.
That's so good, right?
And
there.
The impact, and I know CTR does this a ton, and this has been, I don't know what even God is doing in me about this, but the impact of we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Yep. Everyone is going to deal with mess. Life is always going to be lifing, but there is something about knowing what Jesus did for us and connecting it to our story of what he did that gets us through or over, or whatever you want to put, you know what I'm saying? The obstacle, the moment, the season, the whatever it could be. That just stood out to me, that she told her story. And I don't know, that I don't even have anything like.
I think it's good. So every week our staff, excuse me, we do 3 things weekly. Let
me guess.
Go.
You have a meal together, you pray together, and you Bible study together.
That's exactly right.
Let's go. I win.
That's
nothing.
Exactly right.
Go ahead.
So yeah, and we do it every Tuesday. That's a normal. Now, right now we're not having meals together, but when our fast is over, we'll go back to having meals together. It's bring your own whatever you're fasting if you're eating it all thing now among the team. However, today we did that today, and we do what we call a grow group in our church, and we just take the message from the weekend and we just go deeper in it. And one of our staff talked about that very thing, and I'm pretty sure it was Nisi. Let's just give her the credit.
Shout out Nisi.
And so she talked about how Jesus knew that he was touched deliberately. He felt the healing power go from him, and he could have kept moving. But he stopped and said he acknowledges the deliberate pursuit. And Hebrews 11:6 says, without faith, it's impossible to please him. For those who come to God must believe that he is, and that he's a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. Yeah. James 4:8 says, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Jeremiah 29:13. When you seek me with all your, you will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart, and I'll show you things that you don't even know.
You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13. Good job,
boom,
buddy.
Nice.
Let's go.
All right.
You win nothing.
I win nothing. And all right, you have 10 points and I'll have 9. Okay, and we'll add them up and win nothing at the end of this.
And win an Altoid.
But what she talked about, there you go, was that he called her, he acknowledged her, and then gave her an opportunity to, like, she proclaimed, essentially, he is the gospel and she declares it.
Wow.
It was just really cool, man. You know, that.
Hey, there's some guy, that is just stirring in me big.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So one more if I can.
Buddy, it's your show.
Like, again, back to that. I don't know. Did the New Living say it that way? The hem of his garment. She came behind Jesus and touched the fringe of his robe.
Him might be New King James.
Yes. Some translations, I don't want to speculate, but some translations will say the hem of the garment, which points to this thing about a rabbi and prophetic word and the Messiah. And it's very, by her touch, and you can go study this on your own, but by her touching that fringe or hem is a way of her saying, I believe you're the prophesied Messiah. The action is a declaration that you are, you are who you say you are.
Right.
You are Jesus, the Messiah, Son of the living God. Essentially, the action makes that declaration. We talked about this in our grow group today as well. Blind Bartimaeus, if you remember him, right?
Oh, yeah. Blind Bart.
Old Bart. I think they called him Barty in town.
B squared.
So another example of a time that Jesus is coming through. There's people around him. When Bartimaeus hears that Jesus is there, he begins to cry out to him. And he says, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. And then he says it a second time, Son of David, have mercy on me. Now the whole crowd's like, shh, don't bother him.
Even the disciples were.
Correct. Yeah. Jesus, however, hears it.
It's like some church ushers.
Hushers, you might call them.
Thank God for them. I can promise you. Go ahead.
Jesus hears it, calls him over, and then he, anyway, we don't have time for it, but like, what can I do for you? He's like,
that's my favorite.
I would love to see. Yeah. And I do think there's more into that too, that Jesus gives him vision, right?
Ooh, that's good.
He heals his eyes and he can see, but I think Jesus gives him vision. So the point I'm trying to make is when Bartimaeus cries out, Jesus, Son of David, he is speaking to the prophesied lineage of Jesus. And essentially he's saying, I believe you're the Messiah. Just the Son of David, that's you'd have Jesus, comma, Son of David, comma, that Son of have mercy on me. That part is his declaration that you are the prophesied Messiah. I believe that. And that faith healed him, and that faith healed her. Both of them were proclaiming you're the Messiah, Son of the living God. It's her by action, him by word.
You know what that makes me think of is Romans 10. Essentially Romans 10, 8 through 13, where, how you are saved. You know what I'm saying? Here, let's go there. Well, you can pull that up, Dylan. Romans 10, and it can be an NLT. Well, I went way too far. This is what made me think about. Here we go. If you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that he raised him from the dead, you'll be saved. Incredibly, not cliche, but just very famous, notable verse. It is by believing in your heart that you made right with God and is confessing with your mouth that you are saved. Every time I read this is what I think about. True salvation is when you believe he is who he says he is.
That's right.
And that's what I hear you saying with these two, of like seeing the Messiah part of it, that he is who he says he is. And that is what fuels this pressing in of that deliberate. I love that, of like this pushing, like he is who he says he is. Right. And that's where salvation, which we know is wholeness and all of that comes with it. So that's just
like
what I thought about.
When Jesus was asking, the disciples, like, what do people say about me? What are they saying out there? They say you're Elijah. They say, and then he's like, well, what about you? Yeah. And then Peter, again, this is one of his shining moments. He's like, well, you're the Messiah, Son of the living God. Yep. And Jesus is like, that's it. Yep. That's it right there.
And I'm going to build my church.
Church. Yeah. Not, listen, this is my very, very strong opinion. Not on you, Peter, you're awesome.
Right.
No. I'm going to build a church that hell itself cannot conquer on the revelation that I am who I say I am. 100%. I am that Messiah, and the beauty of that gospel of Jesus, again, that all the Mosaic law would say, in order for you to be clean, you have to do a lot of things and not do a lot of things and make yourself presentable. This woman with the issue of blood, came right to him with her uncleanliness, and she is made clean from a touch from him. That is the gospel. We cannot clean up enough. Like our righteousness is not enough. It's our actions and our activity is not enough. Jesus is declaring, come to me with whatever it is, man, your story, your past, your issues, and I'll make you clean. Last one, I'll give Pastor Juan credit. We got to get him on the show. He read this verse in our group today too. This is, by the way, Hebrews chapter 4. I'll start at verse 14, read to the end of the chapter, which is only 2 verses. This is why we have a great high priest who has gone to heaven, Jesus, the Son of God, which again, he started reading this because of that hem of the garment thing that we were doing. And Jesus is the high priest.
Okay.
That's what got us here. Let us cling to him and never stop trusting him. This high priest of ours understands our weakness, for he faced all the same temptations we do, yet he did not sin. Here it is. Here it is, man. The verse 16. So let us come boldly to the throne of our gracious God. There we will receive his mercy and we will find grace to help us in our time of need. Jesus gave us that.
Yeah.
That I don't have to get it together to go to him. I just go to him and he will make me clean.
I love it.
The gospel's so good. It's so good. The more I study the simplicity of the gospel, the more alive to me it becomes, the more in love with Jesus I become, the more like wretched I see myself to be, and the more appreciative of him. I can't get over it, and I love that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I don't want to get over it.
Well, I know we're out of time on this. I wrote down 10 quick things. I'm just gonna read the things of like if you're like, hey, how do I press in? Because I always think like that. Okay, I want to do this. I see it. Like, yeah, go study Luke 8. Go study these things. Dig in them. We live in a generation where everything is at our fingertips. Like you don't have to go to a library or any of that kind of stuff. Like everything is there. I wrote just impressing and show up when you feel nothing. Slow down your pace on purpose. Choose scripture over scrolling. That was written to myself. Pray honestly, not impressively. Keep returning when nothing changes. Let hunger remind you of need. Remove one unnecessary distraction today. Ask God for God. Take one small step. Me personally, I don't believe in giant leaps of faith. It's small steps. And stay close even when you want to pull away. I wrote down pressing in is intentionally moving forward toward God when everything in you wants to retreat, distract, or disengage.
That's good. And if you need those, just back this up, hit pause, write them down.
I'll put them in the description.
I'll put it even better.
I like that a lot.
And that's to my own. Again, it goes back to even before you know it. I found myself last week just picking up my phone for no reason, literally for no reason.
It's almost like second nature to us.
Yes,
like, I'm just like, let me just
and I'm like, and it's embarrassing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's just true. So that one was for me in there to keep pressing in. Everybody good?
Love it.
Good?
I just have a question.
Oh,
did you receive any cinnamon buns or anything?
Okay.
That
all right. Here's the Kimberly. I am so sorry.
Kimberly, I'm sorry that I don't get to try.
All right, so Kimberly made us a huge pan of cinnamon rolls.
Now I understand why he didn't get any.
I didn't eat all of them. I would like that to be clear.
I'm like, I hope he at least shared them with the family.
But many people with the last name Hersey did.
Oh,
and I don't want to name names, but as many of them will start with a C and ends with a Hasten.
When she told me she was making those, I was like, I will try none of them. If you're putting them in that man's hands, they'll never reach mine.
I promise you, even today when I was like leaving the house, I go, where's the rest of the cinnamon rolls? She's like, there isn't any. And I go, oh, she goes, why? I go, those were for Dylan and Josh as well.
If it makes Kimberly, if it makes Kimberly feel better, I wouldn't have eaten them right now anyway.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. She even said, she goes, I know they're on a fast, just freeze them. And I go, okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not going to last.
I don't even have the heart to tell you. I don't even have the heart to tell you. But since Dylan brought it, I know you will watch this as soon as it comes out.
I did not know what you meant. That's hilarious.
We love you so much, Kimberly, and thank you for all you're doing with the jail ministry with us. You are so appreciative, and your food is absolutely incredible. And I'm embarrassed.
Hey, and I heard there may or may not be fudge coming our way too, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
I don't even. Either.
I'm not worthy.
Okay, if you're watching this, and you want to make us food, don't give it to Trevor.
Guys, I'm so embarrassed by that. Dylan and I didn't even talk about it, and like I can feel my face red because I am incredibly embarrassed that my whole family are like a whole bunch of like little coyotes just eating it all up.
That's
On that
awesome,
note, God bless you guys. Press in. Make sure you're utilizing all of the material that Church on the Rock is putting out. Just go on the channel. You see it right up top. 21 Days of Prayer, bank of videos, encouragement. Share this with somebody, man. You know that, hey, they need to press in and go read this stuff. Go study it out. Go read it in all the different gospels. Until next time, God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.